in the middle of some crazy times. Spate of terror attacks again over the past few weeks, and this is going to be one of the big focuses on Monday night. Looking at Donald Trump's temperament, the response to the terror attacks, the discussion about foreign policy, what have you been telling Donald Trump? What do we expect to see from him?
Well, there's no doubt that on that issue he wins overwhelmingly. I mean, she's basically the architect of the problem we have today. She and Barack Obama, there would not be an ISIS but for the fact that we pulled out of Iraq after we essentially, you know, snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. General Petraeus had been successful in the surge, particularly in that eastern part of Iraq where ISIS emerged. And foolishly, very foolishly and recklessly, Obama and Clinton withdrew all our troops. Where did they think these Sunni fighters were going to go? They weren't going to go to Maliki because Maliki was killing them.
Of course.
But we did nothing to stop Maliki from killing them, so many of them went over to ISIS.
Exactly.
And we weren't getting intelligence because we had no troops there. And then the president made probably one of the dumbest comments an American president ever made when he called them the JV, which indicated what poor intelligence he had about the development of ISIS. So when Donald Trump says she's the founder of ISIS and then goes on to say she's going to get the MVP award, that's, of course, sarcastic. But what it points out is that her policies and his policies made ISIS possible. And then his indecision with regard to Syria, drawing the red lines 12 times and backing off. Look, I know Islamic extremist terrorism really well since 1975. The weaker you are, the more they take advantage of you. And that's why we've had so many bombings in the last year, because we are displaying to the world, both Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, we won't say radical Islamic terrorism. During the Mount Lauer interview, she announced to the world she'll never use ground troops. I have no idea why we have an army if we're not going to use it. You display that kind of weakness, and they push you as far as they can push you. On the other hand, Donald Trump says, I'm going to build up our military to, I think it's 450 to 470,000 troops. We're going to have a Navy of 350 ships, which will allow us to patrol 2 oceans and possibly stop China in the South China Sea. We're going to go up to 35 battalions of Marines. We're going to increase significantly the number of aircraft that we have and modernize both our nuclear and other capacity. We're going to face the world once again, as Ronald Reagan did, with a military that's so strong that hopefully it'll keep the peace. And if needed, will be used. And used prudently, carefully, and where necessary to prevent things like Orlando from happening. And after September 11, when Bush went on offense, from then until the Fort Hood attack under Obama, there was no successful radical Islamic attack in this country. And that's because we had them on the run. It is very hard to plan an attack on your computer when an AK-47 is shooting at you and you're hiding in a cave.
Right. So what Donald Trump says on Monday night is just as important as how he says it. There are a lot of people wondering, what is his temperament going to be like? Is he going to be presidential? People on the fence wondering, is he someone I could vote for? What do you expect?
Well, yes, he's going to be the way he... I don't know if people saw the interview with Matt Lauer or the forum, which was sort of a mini debate, although they weren't on the stage at the same time. That's the temperament you're going to see. Donald Trump is not going to reinvent himself. He isn't... Hillary Clinton is going through this like Hillary Clinton doesn't know who she is. I mean, she's got to stand there and they're going to go through this. They're doing psychological profiling and they're doing... Donald Trump is going to come out there. He can be Donald Trump. And if you believe in what he believes in, vote for him. And if you don't, don't. And boy, is that refreshing. When I tried, I don't know how many cases, 50, 60, 70, 80 in front of juries, I didn't reinvent myself for the cases that I tried. That was me.
But they're going to try and needle him. They've said this, that they're going to try and push Trump until he snaps at her, and they think that that will be unappealing to viewers. Is he prepared for that? Do you think it would be unappealing for viewers?
Well, my goodness, if you keep telling them all the time, as they have in the newspapers, which I think is the foolish thing, most foolish I've ever heard, that I'm going to hit you, I'm going to hit you with my left hook constantly. Gee, I'm going to be prepared for your left hook.
Yeah.
You know.
But what if
yes, of course he's prepared for that.
What if that's a feint, though? What if that's a feint, Mr. Mayor, where she might actually...
Nice?
She comes out and she's totally nice. She says, you know, Donald Trump has really rallied a portion of this country that is upset, and I think he's done a good job. Would that, that might knock him down. He might fall over like a tree.
Well, I don't know if he would. I would. It would throw me off completely. If Hillary Clinton pulls off an hour and a half of not attacking him,
right.
That's our only campaign so far. Well, we'll have a whole new campaign. So far, he has laid out, he's given 12 policy speeches, which, by the way, was part of the preparation for the debate. The whole idea in August and September was Speak about Islamic radical terrorism. He gave a major speech on that. Speak about the economy. Speak about taxes. Talk about what you're going to do about schools. Gave a big speech on education, choice, charter schools. He's laid out his agenda. Actually, this week, next week, he's going to do his speech on crime. It's about the last one he really has to do. And he has personally laid out his agenda over the last month, month and a half. And in a way, that was the best preparation for the debate. It's all out there. Everybody knows what he stands for, and he's more than happy to tell you, here's the difference between him and Hillary on schools. He's in favor of choice. He's in favor of charter schools. He's in favor of doing away with tenure, and he's in favor of pay for performance. She's in favor of the public school systems, the rotting public school systems that presently exist, and doesn't have the ability to be in favor of what I just said because she is bought and paid for by the teachers union.
Literally.
All right, we have a lot more we want to get with you.
Ted
Cruz.